You Gen Zers don't know what you missed. There was a time when we would all gather around the TV. The whole family would watch a sitcom or certain personalities, and they really became part of our families. It's what people talked about at school or work the next day. This was common ground that we all shared as a people, a common experience, no matter your beliefs or where you came from. It was a touchstone that brought us together. And I mourn the passing in some ways of all of that. I think we were better when we had that common frame of reference, when we were watching a few of the same things. The Carol Burnett Show, All in the Family, Dallas, Happy Days, which my guest Donnie Most starred in, and of course, The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Carson was the king of late night for a very good reason, which I'll get to in a moment. But now, CBS's Late Show with Stephen Colbert has been canceled by their parent company. And my guess is the rest of late night will soon follow. They say it's a financial decision, and I believe them. The Late Show cost CBS $100 million a year to produce, $100 million. And the network was losing $40 to $50 million annually, according to something I read in the New York Post. It's just not feasible to keep that kind of bleed going. But there's another reality at play here. The financial situation was directly tied to the show content. Colbert, like Jimmy Kimmel, shattered the format that made late night go. They turned a joyous entertainment into a nightly political harangue. I'm the first to admit, late night is a relic of the 1950s. Steve Allen and Jack Paar and later Carson created this escapist format. And it was a defined format, and it worked for a reason. Carson had 10 million people watching that show nightly. At times as high as 20 million viewers a night. Part of it was his cool demeanor and his in-the-moment, what he called reactive comedy style. It was humor that included the audience. Look at this clip from the 1970s. When Carson realized his sidekick, Ed McMahon, might be loaded, and not with cash.
Now, as you know, the San Diego Zoo is one of the finest zoos in the world, and we've had this young lady on the show very often the past, I guess, 7 or 8 years. She's been appearing with us.
9 years. About 9 years.
Right, yeah. Several plus several will be about 9.
You said 7 or 8.
No, I said. No, I didn't say 7 or 8. I said several.
Then you said 7 or 8, and I said
did
it's
I?
9. Yes.
9. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of the animals you had as babies are now 10 years old.
That would be about right. Anyway, Joan Embry is here tonight.
And she's now 32.
That's right. Joan is an animal handler and a trainer. And you really think you're fooling everybody, don't you?
No.
And she
I'm
also...
just here to do my best to help you.
I know that. And she does her 3 horse shows a day. Did you know that? At the animal park.
Boy.
What?
What an exciting idea.
Would you like an army cot or something? Maybe just to kind of catch up on a little little nappy poo? Just might snap you right out of it. Okay.
I love Joan. I'm the only one who went down to see Joan. Doc has never seen her. You've never seen her. I went to the wild animal farm.
It's all right.
It was genuine laughter, right? They were actually in a human moment together. That wasn't scripted. He was really reacting to Ed McMahon. And that happened every night, even when the jokes didn't work. In fact, the scripted parts of the show were often the worst parts. The Carson show was engaging and consistently entertaining. And let's be honest, today's late night has none of that. Carson had a Karnak bit he did, which was corny, but it was also hilarious. He played a soothsayer from the East who could answer questions before he saw them. Watch.
Having trouble divining this one? All right. Yeah.
Sis boom ba.
Sis boom ba.
Describe the sound made when a sheep explodes. That
was back when laughs were real and politics were for conventions. When David Letterman and Jay Leno took the mantle of late night in the 90s, they kept the comedy going and the silly characters and sketches continued. But with the rise of cable, the late night audience fell into the 7 to 5 million range. Leno started to beat Letterman, and I can tell you why. As the years went on, Letterman became more, wait for it, blatantly political, which was an audience turnoff. And I think one of the reasons that Leno continued to dominate, frankly, it was really Letterman who sowed the seeds of that rabid politics that would run through late night like kudzu. It was Letterman, not Carson, that Colbert and Kimmel ultimately emulated. Johnny hit both sides, and he never used his show to grandstand for political parties. Can you imagine Carson doing a musical number about Nixon or the AIDS crisis? It would never happen, and it didn't. Suddenly, laughs were out, and tears and political hissy fits became routine.
It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth.
We get it. The country is a turd storm. You said all of that during the campaign. You can stop now. He knows he won, right? Putin must have told him. Just give it up.
You know, Colbert is a very talented guy. I also think personally he's a nice man, though my pal Jerry Lewis had a different take several years ago. What about Stephen Colbert?
I don't like him.
Why not?
I think he's a snob.
Oh.
I think he's elitist and snob.
Maybe that was part of the problem. Like so many of these hosts, he carved up his audience along ideological lines. You must believe what I believe, when all the vast audience really wanted was what Carson offered years ago: real laughs and honest moments. You know, Carson was once asked about this, about the drift into politics. You know what he said? Here's Johnny.
Do you get sensitive about the fact that people say he'll never take a serious controversy?
Well, I have an answer to that. I said, now, tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, any comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that?
But you're not.
Why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues? That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should as an entertainer.
If you want to know why late night is really disappearing, it's because they ignored the Carson recipe. Entertain and stop being so damn self-important. And that's probably why we'll soon see the end of late night as we know it. Ad revenues across the board are down 50% in the last 7 years, which is sad because I think a variety show can be well done for a heck of a lot less than $100 million a year. And it's something the audience still craves. The country needs a common place to laugh and gather together. If you'll permit me to close with a little Karnak, partisanship. What is the vessel Captains Colbert and Kimmel rammed into late night? I hope it's not sunk for good.